Are Gotrek and Felix any good? So I realized I needed a video about the current state of these two. First, they can appear with many factions. Second, there's the simple issue of if they're worth recruiting or what. The simple answer is yes, since they no longer suck up money from you, so free help is free help. And in the early game, which is what really matters here, they can be very helpful indeed. Now, let's look at how. Gotrek first. On Ultra he comes with 5,902 health, 0 armor, being a Slayer Lord and all that, which is not exactly common in the game yet. Missile resistance is the standard 15, spell resistance is the standard dwarf 35, unbreakable leadership of 100, speed 42, charge speed 48, and melee attack of 70, and it is magical attack. Attack interval is the standard 4, with a splash target size of medium and a max entities damage of 7, so it's far from helpless in a blob situation. Melee defense is a formidable 50, with weapon strength listed as 470, split between 120 base and 350 armor piercing, with a top tier bonus versus large of 35. Fantastic stuff, doing Grimnir proud. Mass is 1500. Besides being unbreakable, Gotrek has charge defense versus large, can benefit from Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught. Gotrek's Doom is an active ability granting plus 40 melee defense and plus 40 damage resistance for 22 seconds, cooldown 120 seconds, and the Rune Axe of Gotrek is an active ability lasting 36 seconds that causes Dampen, removing magical attacks for 10 seconds and inflicting spell resistance minus 20%. Oh yeah, it also increases armor piercing damage by 50%. That matters, right? Heroic Fortitude gives a chance to recover hit points when below 10%. Both Gotrek and Felix grow in power the more they are defeated, and that should apply to the next time you see them, hopefully for your cause. Mine in my last campaign had a Crown of Command too. Not that people think that's a strong item, but hey, unbreakable for a spell. Felix comes with 4,168 health on Ultra, very human numbers, with 70 armor, standard 15% missile resistance, leadership 70, speed 34, charge speed 41, melee attack 50 base with an attack interval of 4. Splash target size is medium with a max target damage of 8, so in theory he is good at slicing into blobs. Melee defense is 55 to start with weapon strength 380, split between 115 base and 265 armor piercing, with a bonus versus infantry of 20. Charge bonus is 35 and mass is 800. So essentially, he is a great sword hero. Potentially benefiting from Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught, Felix has the passive ability Blood Oath. This provides 0.2% regeneration per second to Felix and other characters in a 35 meter radius until the healing cap is reached. For a lot of a campaign, you might be able to scrounge casualty replenishment, but actual in-battle healing is very hard to come by. Just remember, it's only characters. Just remember, this is still completely awesome. His normal active ability is Helping Hand, a 22-second buff, 120-second cooldown that cannot affect Felix, but can only be granted to another character, offering plus 40 melee attack and plus 40 damage resistance, which is, you may have noticed, very strong stuff, though for a brief period. And what about Felix's item? Rune Sword Karagul has a duration of 28 seconds with an 120-second cooldown, granting Felix plus 40 melee attack, plus 32 versus infantry, and well, it lights on freaking fire. Not the best idea against Scarbrand perhaps, but that's what Gotrek is for, right? So yeah, these might be moments of glory, but what moments they are, especially early game. Especially for free. In my last campaign, with a few turns remaining before they wander off to the next adventure, Gotrek had been defeated once, and his melee attack was up to 90 and he had Foe Seeker. Now, usually my focus videos are about just the unit, but here I want to introduce a concept I call the building tax. As in, what level of building commitment do you require to get to a given unit or hero? In this case, all you need is a basic tavern public order building that's tier 2, and the 2 can appear. You do not need to build higher, and if you don't need the building, go ahead and do some urban renewal after, though you could tough it out and get to rank 3 and get a Witch Hunter if you didn't get lucky with an event. And I only figured that out way too late in the current campaign. Grumble, grumble. So are they good? Yes, they are good, especially because they are free, and it's a lot harder to keep lords alive early in the game than later on, all things being equal. The downside is that you aren't leveling your lords and heroes instead. You know what else puts a crimp into leveling them? Dying. Frankly, the nature of the Empire campaign is that your faction benefits greatly from the unfortunate loss of troops and even entire armies, suddenly giving you lots of money to play with, whether you can actually make good use of that money or not. Point being, the XP invested is simply lost. You have to start over. At least Gotrek and Felix come back, and come back stronger. Though, of course, you only rent them in the end. Yeah, still, getting them while you're trying to bury Kazrak? Slaughtering orc boys and goblin hordes? Trolling the trolls with Gotrek? Yes, they are good, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I learned the hard way. Learn the easy way from my mistakes. Take care, and have fun going on a bold, booze, and blood-soaked adventure.